Under the stewardship of Triple H in 2023, WWE is on fire. AEW, meanwhile, is cold. The magic has evaporated, and while each major promotion is experiencing mixed fortunes, both are guilty of irritating crap that needs flushing in 2024. So I am Gareth, this is What Culture Wrestling, and here are 10 awful things wrestling needs to leave in 2023. Number 10, dissension within every stable. What tends to happen in wrestling, and this will become a recurring theme, is that when something catches fire, everybody wants to do it all of the time to diminishing returns. The Bloodline saga drove WWE's 2023 resurgence, in particular the incredible chemistry between Roman Reigns and Sami Zayn. It was a gripping storyline, at once warming and ominous. Now, because that worked, dissension within stables became WWE's primary narrative driver. The Judgment Day became Bloodline Raw. This trend was so default that Bobby Lashley and the Street Profits barely got on the second they formed. Number 9, AEW's pre-taped skits. AEW is meant to act as the alternative to WWE. As part of this, Tony Khan refused to utilize the impromptu match and invisible camera. He wanted to create the effect that AEW Dynamite was a sporting emulation that happened to be broadcast. This more realistic approach is now under threat as a result of AEW's new obsession with the pre-taped skit. Some of the better than new Bebe Bro sessions were amusing, but why were the cameras there? Both MJF and Adam Cole acknowledged the existence of the camera crew, but this felt like a thin excuse to get away with bending AEW's storytelling rules. By the time Cole suffered an ankle injury and Roderick Strong's passive-aggressive character reached parody levels, fans were left with contrived and utterly charmless NXT-adjacent material. The worry now is that if a character stumbles upon something funny organically, and this happened with Tony Storm recently, they will instantly undergo a process of flanderization, and AEW will butcher the charm right out of it. Number 8, the word opportunity. For years, WWE was broken. You were to like who you were told to like. As WWE cast itself as a heel promotion that only pushed its favorites, the downtrodden babyfaces started to use the word opportunity a lot. They just needed an opportunity to become stars and champions. And this trend persists for some ungodly reason in AEW. Ricky Starks is a sensational pro wrestler, but he is guilty of this off-putting meta business on occasion. He talked a lot about being the man but not getting the chance to be the man in 2023, as if some strange shadowy forces were holding him back. Wrestlers should play characters in a fair fictional world. The word opportunity should be retired forever, not least because redemptive opportunities actually exist in AEW. Just look who Ricky's tag team partner is. Now I've got a quick question for you. What's a word that you want to see deleted from wrestling in 2024? We've already got opportunity that needs to go out the window. Now tell me something else. Let me know down below, baby. Number 7, piped-in crowd noise. Everybody has their own interpretation of how fake is too fake in wrestling. There's no such thing as too fake in a form that has never once felt realistic. The joy is in the creative expression to do almost anything and generate a booming response. If people believe in the make-believe and enjoy or love to hate it, that is wrestling. That is people actually present in the arena, not an uncanny recording of how people once reacted to something else. The piped-in noise just needs to go, doesn't it? The counter-argument is that pressing the boo button for Dominic Mysterio eventually conditioned the fans into a real reaction. But it's just terrible, isn't it? It sounds so obnoxiously fake that it's almost too insulting to the intelligence. Number 6, the transparent act of trying too hard. Working a great match has been the goal for a long time, well before critical acclaim became a marketing tool in wrestling or an overt selling point of it. Now that acclaim is the new currency. In the era of 5 stars and bangers and the like, too many pro wrestlers are transparently desperate to have a great match. The pursuit of greatness can be great, but so many wrestling matches in 2023 were self-conscious and off-putting. Number 5, Battle of the Belts. Nobody wants Battle of the Belts, do they? Warner obviously don't care about a brand that was originally envisioned to be a Clash of the Champions style quarterly 2-hour special. Battle of the Belts was meant to be AEW's equivalent to the B-level pay-per-view. Something happened though, it was shortened, and it transformed into a throwaway 1-hour special that nobody cares about. Just one actual title change has happened in a shade under 2 years. Nobody has ever fantasy booked nor raved about Battle of the Belts. It's closer to AEW Jacked than AEW Clash of the Champions. It isn't going away, but it epitomizes this new bleak filler era of AEW. Number 4, AEW's endless indirect subplots. It seems like every week an AEW program becomes more and more convoluted, with the addition of a new act or explore a new subplot of some sort. The Don Callis family is a prime example of this. Powerhouse Hobbs was brought into the stable because his association with QTV, as everybody who hasn't worked a day in wrestling called on day one, was a stupid idea. His explanation was then riddled with holes. He said that he was once insulted by Chris Jericho as a child and held onto that rage into adulthood. Why then did it take him 3 years to unleash it? It was a flimsy excuse to prolong a program that could have instead used more focus. A traditional fired-up babyface promo from Kenny Omega, who despite his otherworldly greatness never really sold the betrayal. Chris Jericho then brought in Paul White in October to combat the size of Hobbs. How is he a difference-making destroyer? AEW needs to be more focused and direct with its booking in 2024. Number 3, the terrible booking of women's wrestling. WWE is marginally less apathetic than AEW. AEW, meanwhile, continues to promote just one women's match per show with a palpable lack of passion and forethought. It seems to exist purely because it just bloody has to these days, doesn't it? The stark and difficult reality is that there are stronger draws and better talent presently in the AEW men's ranks, and the women will never stand a chance with such minimal chances with which to improve and get over. The cycle is endless and beyond tiresome. Number 2, excessive use of tournaments and battle royals. The abandonment of the ranking system was always going to allow lazy habits to creep in, and Tony Khan's fondness of tournaments and battle royals became a meme with which to mock him in 2023. Battle royals, even the best ones, are boring, messy and confusing in the first half. Has AEW ever booked a great tournament? Khan signposts the final with his brackets every single time and pollutes the field with too many undeserving participants. He does this in order to avoid beating his big names. The vast majority of mainstream US wrestling fans are millennials who have seen every version of a DQ or distraction finish a million times. It has been this way for years, and it is time for more clean jobs. Clean jobs forged Hangman Page's ascent to the top of the card, don't forget. Number 1, the discourse. It's ridiculous. A critic might not like WWE's presentation, but they're only bad at what they do if they cannot concede that WWE is doing a phenomenal job of engaging its audience. You know what else is ridiculous? The idea that, say, Gunther is bad or overrated, purely because he wrestles for a company with a certain set of initials. You can dislike the scripted promos and recoil at the caterwauling of Michael Cole, but you can't say Gunther is bad. It's stupid. So much of the conversation surrounding professional wrestling is absolutely hideous right now. A small sample of people who could probably do with getting a life, amplified disproportionately in order to score engagement points with a put down of a take or point so demonstrably stupid that it doesn't warrant one's attention. Wrestling is a great and interesting art form, even if the current iteration of it may well have peaked. It should be a lot more fun to talk about. Put simply, 2024 should be the year of shutting the F up. And that's our list. Know of any other awful things that wrestling needs to leave in 2023? Well, let us know all about them in the comment section right down below, and don't forget to like, share, and click on that subscribe button while you're down there. Also, if you like this sort of thing, then please head on over to whatculture.com and find some more fantastic articles just like the one this video you're watching right this second is based on. I've been Gareth from What Culture Wrestling. Please don't leave me in 2023, and hopefully we'll see you again rather soon. Bye bye!